clarify, clarify, clarify. Hello. Let's talk about the word clarify. As a language teacher, I'd be happy to explain it in detail. So, clarify is a verb, which means it is an action word that expresses what someone or something does. In common usage, clarify typically means to make something clear and easy to understand, often by explaining or interpreting it. For example, you might say, "Can you clarify the instructions for me?" If you're having trouble understanding them. You could also use clarify to explain a complicated idea in simple terms. For instance, the professor clarified the concept of relativity in his lecture. What's special about this word is that it can be used in both formal and informal situations, making it a versatile choice for language learners. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word clarify. In a formal letter to a judge, Sarah wrote that she needed to clarify some points in her previous testimony to ensure that her statement was accurate and unbiased. This sentence is a good example of a formal usage, as it is used in a professional or official context, such as a court case. While chatting with her friend Emma over coffee, Emily said, "I just got the weirdest job offer ever. I need you to clarify what they mean by flexible hours, because to me that sounds like they're trying to scam me." This sentence shows how clarify can be used in a casual conversation, where the tone is relaxed and informal. In her weekly meeting with her research team, Dr. Lee said, "Can we take 10 minutes to clarify our project timeline so everyone is on the same page?" This sentence demonstrates how clarify is often used in business or academic settings, where clear communication is essential for collaboration and progress. So you want to know about clarify? Well, think of it like this. When you're trying to make something simple and easy to understand, that's what clarify is all about. Mainly, it means to take a confusing or unclear idea and turn it into one that's clear and straightforward. It's kind of like cleaning up a messy room. You sort through the clutter and get everything in order so it's easy to see what's what. In language, when we use clarify, we're trying to make sure someone else knows exactly what we mean without any confusion or misunderstanding. This is similar to concepts like explain or make sense of, but with a slightly stronger focus on getting rid of the confusion altogether. When you use clarify in conversation or writing, it's usually to help others understand a tricky idea or concept that might be hard to grasp at first. Commodity, commodity, commodity. Let's talk about the word commodity. So, the part of speech for commodity is a noun, which means it's a thing or an idea that you can discuss or think about. In common usage, we often use commodity to refer to something that can be bought and sold, like food, oil, or metals. For example, you might say, "The price of coffee has gone up due to the rising cost of commodities." This word is also used in economics to talk about goods or services that are traded on markets. A special note about its usage is that commodity can sometimes be confused with the word commodities, which is a plural form of the same noun. But commodity is often used as a singular noun to refer to a specific type of good or service. Does that make sense? In a formal setting, such as a job interview, you might say, "The company's focus on sustainable practices has helped to increase its reputation and reduce costs associated with trading in commodities like oil and natural gas." Here, the context is discussing career goals and professional experience, where using the word commodity conveys a sense of importance and expertise. In casual conversation with friends or colleagues, you might say, "I'm so sick of the high prices for avocados, they're like a luxury commodity in this city." In this scenario, the context is discussing personal expenses and shopping experiences, where using the word commodity adds a touch of humor and relatability. In a business or academic setting, such as an economic analysis report, you might say, "The global market for soybeans has become increasingly volatile, with fluctuations in supply and demand affecting the price of this agricultural commodity." Here, the context is presenting data-driven insights and research findings, where using the word commodity clearly conveys a sense of objectivity and technical expertise. So you want to know about something that is widely available and can be easily bought and sold? It's an item or good that is produced in large quantities and has a relatively low cost. Think of it like food, clothes, or electronics, things that people need or use regularly. Main characteristics are that it's easy to produce or obtain, and many people buy or use it every day. Similar concepts include goods or products, and synonyms like trade item or article. What does it do? Well, this thing is used by people for various purposes, like eating food, wearing clothes, or using electronic devices. They make our lives easier. Complement. 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 Let's talk about the word complement. The part of speech is a bit tricky because it can be both a noun and a verb. As a noun, a complement refers to something that adds value or completes something else. For example, the wine was a perfect complement to the meal. Here, we're talking about something that goes well with something else. On the other hand, when complement is used as a verb, it means to add or complete something, like, she will be able to complement her income with a part-time job. So, in general usage, you'll often see people using complement in business contexts or in describing relationships between different things. One special note about the usage of complement is that, when used as an adjective, meaning additional, it's often confused with supplement. Think of this. If you're adding something to make up for a shortage, it's probably a supplement, but if you're adding something to enhance or complete an experience, it's more likely a complement. When discussing food, the chef's culinary skills are perfectly complemented by her pastry team's expertise in creating exquisite desserts. But unfortunately, they couldn't be included on the formal dinner menu due to the host's strict dietary restrictions. In this context, a friend might casually mention that their favorite restaurant's new menu really complements their existing flavors and presentation style, making it a must-try for foodies like them. Meanwhile, in an academic paper on nutritional science, researchers would use the term complement to describe how certain vitamins work together in synergy to promote optimal health benefits when consumed as part of a balanced diet, thereby demonstrating the importance of understanding the complex relationships between different nutrients and their effects on the human body. So you want to know about that thing that goes well with something else? Well, when we talk about food, for example, if you have a meal and it's missing just that one ingredient that makes it complete, like a pizza without cheese or a salad without dressing, that's what I'm talking about. It's the extra bit that makes the whole thing perfect. In language, this concept is often used in phrases like, the icing on the cake, or the cherry on top, to describe something that adds a special touch or finishing point to an idea or situation. Think of it as the final piece of a puzzle that makes everything fit together nicely. And don't worry if you get it mixed up with other similar ideas, like addition or enhancement. But essentially, this concept is about making something complete and wonderful by adding just the right amount of something extra.